Good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a new viewer, welcome to my channel. I am Kyle. Today we'll be testing old versus new, black powder versus gunpowder. My brothers, Navy Colt Revolver versus a 1911 versus a Glock. So, here are your timestamps. Let's go see the guns. Okay, so I apologize for the one black glove and the one blue glove. I had one black glove left and I don't know where it went. Well, actually, that's a lie. I had one black glove left. I don't know where the rest of my blue gloves went, so I found one blue, one black. We're just going to have to make it work. Alright, so what's the difference between black powder, gunpowder? Black powder is traditionally a lot more coarse and it consists of potassium, charcoal, and sulfur. Well, gunpowder is a lot finer. It's made with other ingredients. It's made of nitroglucose, nitroglycerin, and a mineral jelly, which it didn't tell me what that was. But because of that, that's why black powder is not as strong as gunpowder. Black powder is roughly 3 times weaker than modern smokeless gunpowder. So, that out of the way. This here, function check. Alright, still works. And because I can't show you the cylinder without completely taking it apart, alright, so that one's empty. The magazine's out of the Glock. Empty. Magazine's out of the 1911. Empty. Alright, so Samuel Colt would pattern the open frame Colt Revolver in 1852, and it would continue to see usage until 1872. Between that time, the Navy Colt was calibered in .36 caliber or .357. It wouldn't be until about 1871 that they would be converted into metallic cartridges of 38 caliber, either rim or center firing cartridges. It would see usage through multiple wars, including the American Civil War, and today it's mostly a collector's item. Well, the originals are. This is a replica by P.P.E. It's single action. I have a cylinder right here loaded up. It has the balls in it. It has caps on the nipples. You kind of see it. But I'll be firing this and 38 special. And I'm going to compare it to later on in 1911, adopted in March 1911, designed by John Moses Browning. It would eventually be bought, and some of the designs would be altered by Colt. It would have a smaller trigger for a crisper pull, and a longer spur to avoid any accidental pinching from when the hammer comes down after the slide. After the hammer comes down after the slide pushes it back. It is a spring-operated short recoil firearm with a tilting barrel. In fact, is this tilting barrel... Oh, I forgot. The 1911, this is a government model. The Commander model is shorter, I want to say about by an inch, maybe a little bit more. It can be calibrated in the traditional 45. It can also be calibrated in 10 millimeter, 9 millimeter, and even 22 caliber, depending on where you live or what you want. Its tilting barrel design will inspire Gustav Glock, who designed the Glock. This is a polymer frame, steel slide, striker fire pistol, designed by Gustav Glock in Austria. I want to say during 1970, the Austrians were looking for a replacement pistol, and they traditionally go with a home company like Sturmgewehr. I think I said that right. Glock at this time did polymer products such as doorknobs, door handles. It would later branch off into knives and trenching tools. And in about 1982, it would submit its first firearm design called the Glock 17. And not because there were 16 other models before it, but because this was Glock's 17th invention. So, now that we got a quick history on the Glock, on the 1911, and on the Navy revolver. Oh, and Navy has nothing to do with, where it went. And the first Navy Colts actually went to the Texas Rangers. They were called Navy because of the nautical design around the cylinder. So that was just a little fun fact to throw out there. Alright, so we know what the weapons are. Now let's get on to the difference between a rimmed cartridge and a rimless cartridge. Okay, so this here is a 38 special rim cartridge. You can tell it's a rim cartridge because there's a rim here. And this is a 45 rimless cartridge because there's no rim. Now you might want to argue that this little lip here is a rim. So make it simple, or at least in a way I understood it. Rims means rimless means this pencil won't sit flat across it. Rimmed means, oh no, I messed up. Okay, so rimmed means the pencil won't sit flat across it. Rimless means the pencil will. So, now let's take these guns apart, and you'll see very quickly, or at least I did anyway, that the Glock shares similar features to the 1911. Alright, so start with the revolver. There's this little notch here. Now, I saw Brandon Herrera on Brandon Herrera's channel who took it apart with a key. I don't know how he did it. I still don't know how he did it. So I'm just going to whack it out with this wooden dowel. Remove the barrel. Remove the cylinder. Put down the frame. Pop off the cylinder back. Now let's do the 1911. So, same thing, check. Empty. Bring the hammer forward. You're going to push down on this recoil spring. Push the bushing to your right. Be careful because now it's going to shoot up. Flip it over. Pull your hammer back. See this little groove here? You want to push this, you want to slide it back until it's just over the slide catch. Push up, pull out, and the whole barrel simply comes off. Put the frame here, and then recoil spring, and then push the barrel out. Now you watch something similar happen with the Glock. So here's the Glock, empty. This is one is a little interesting. So you're gonna pull. Here's your slide catch. Pull it back. Let that come down. Grab this here, and on its opposite side, pull it down. Push the slide. Pull the trigger. Push the spring forward. Be careful because now it's going to shoot back. And because it shares a tilting barrel with the 1911, push it up, or let gravity do the work. pull it out. So you see we have the recoil spring, a tilting barrel, steel frames. So these two are pretty similar in terms of design, but where this fires, or the 1911 fires a 45. Man, my hands are actually, no, they're not clumsy. They're covered in grease. The Glock fires a 9mm, significantly smaller, but this is also due to magazine design. This is a single stack 45. This is a double stack 9mm. So as you can see, you can hold 10 rounds here. We're only going to load 7, so it's even with my 1911, which is about even with the revolver I will be using, because I will not be using my own due to long distance reasons. Alright, so let's put these back together. Except for, we'll start with the revolver. Put the plate on. Slide onto the cylinder rod, slide frame over, put pin in, there we go, functions check. Now we'll do the 1911, barrel, spring, frame, alright, so now here we gotta look for the slide, well, the barrel slide. What is going on? Okay, so alright, found it. Push the pin in. Pull the slide the rest of the way, line it up with that back piece, with that notch you saw earlier, push it in, push it again, it's in, hammer forward, recoil spring cap, push that in, barrel bushing, left, functions check. Good. Now the Glock. Barrel. Nope, it turned on me. Barrel. Recoil spring. If you don't notice, it's the thin part you want facing forward. The back part locks into this notch. So, yeah, let's wear black gloves with a black gun, Kyle. Smart. There we go. Put back on the slide. And if you watch these two, will click. See, it goes down. Now it's up. Functions check. You should never dry fire a striker weapon. You risk damaging the pin. Alright, so we've taken them apart. We went over them. Let's go compare them on the range. Or in my case, out in the hills. Alright, so here we are in the hills. I have my hearing protection in. Safety glasses. My targets are set up. 2 of them are at 7, one's at 25, one's at 50. I'll explain one shortly. But let's load up our magazines. Let's start with the #1 bought and returned Glock. Now, why is it returned? Because of the lack of additional safety. If you look right here, you can kind of see the blade. Now, when I rack it back, it's empty. See how that blade pushes forward? It's only by pushing the blade back will the weapon fire. But in order to do that, you have to get your finger completely around it. Because if you just touch the sides, as you can see, it's moving. So you have to push the blade completely back. Then it moves back a little further. Then the snap. It's because of the lack of additional safety why it's one of the most returned guns there is. So, let's load up our Glock mag. 7 rounds. Right. In, down, back. In, down, back. Then we're going to do the same thing with our 1911 mag. In, down, back. So, unfortunately, my brother's out of town today, so I won't be able to shoot his revolver. So I'm going to wait till he gets back, and we'll continue it tomorrow. But for right now, we're going to use the 1911 and the Glock. Alright, let me show you where the targets are. Okay, so there's one right in front of us, 7 yards. You can't see it behind this bush. Nope. Alright, I'm just going to show it later. There's one out there, 25 yards, and up in the middle of the road, you can see its shadow, is 50 yards. Now, how does this drill, how does this drill work? At 50 yards, you're going to drop prone, shoot the 50-yard target, come out to a kneeling position, shoot the 25 target. You're going one hand, I'm not going to say standing, but you're more like in a crouch, semi-crouch position. In one-headed, you're going to shoot one target, pivot, and shoot the other target. The idea is not how fast you can do it, it's rounds on target. So, let's start with the Glock. So, here we have the Glock. Now here's a little trick a buddy of mine showed me. Keep your thumb above the slide catch. That way when you insert your magazine, the pressure from the mag going up causes your thumb to jerk down, engaging the slide. Alright, weapons live. Go. Oh yeah, 7 rounds, dumbass. Alright, so that was the Glock. Let's do the 1911. Alright, so before we move on to this, I checked the targets. I only hit that one and the one in the corner. I missed the 25 and I missed the 50. So, similar to the Glock, have your thumb above the slide catch. There's also one that Keanu Reeves does. Alright, so what he does is he goes up, comes forward, and racks it, only faster, so. Alright, so let's do the 1911. Go. Alright, so what we had was a failure to last bolt open. But let's go check the targets out. There's one more thing I want to do before I call this, well, this part of the day. So, I'll be right back. So with my 1911, I missed the 50 target. I got the 25 twice. I got the 7 twice. And one off in the corner I got. Right, now the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load up both mags because my friend says that you should dual wield at least once. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to have my 1911 in my right because that's my strong hand. And then I'm going to have the Glock in my left because that's my weak hand. So let's load those up and go at it. Alright, so 1911 is loaded. Glock is loaded. Car coming. Fingers outside the trigger guards. Alright, go. Okay, that's pretty cool, but completely ineffective. Empty. Empty. Alright, see you guys tomorrow when I get to shoot the Colt. Well, not the Colt, the Navy P.P.E Colt reproduction. Till tomorrow. Okay, here we are, next day. I have the gun, I have the conversion cylinder, I have the bullets, ear pro, eye pro. I'm trying to hurry this along because I want to beat the weather before it starts to rain. Okay, go. That's the beauty about revolvers. Even when there's a weapons malfunction, you can continue on to the next round. Alright, so let's put the conversion in. Alright, so I got the 7-yard target once, I got the 25-yard target once, missed the 50, and then I had 2 misfires. Well, not 2 misfires, 2, no misfires. Okay, for those who didn't see that, sorry. What I'm doing is I'm taking 2 rounds, hold them about this far apart, that way they just slide into the cylinder. Where did I learn that little trick? It's going to sound so stupid. Call of Duty Ghost. Alright, so we fired black powder 36. Now we're going to shoot 38 special. Alright. Go. What is your hiccup right now? Alright, stop, we have an issue. Okay, so the issue was the powder blew itself out of the projectile, fire fitted to the barrel, and that's why it wasn't rotating. So I'm put it back in and try to at least shoot the last 2 rounds at the last 2 targets. Alright, I'm gonna go check this out and I'll be right back. Alright, so I don't know what's going on, but with the conversion cylinder, it would rotate, but not enough to let the hammer lock all the way. So now you want to work. Of course you do. Alright, so it seems to have some play in my cylinder. Oh, okay, that's a problem for another time. So, whack the cylinder pin. I missed all of them with the 38. So, make sure you have a stick or a pencil or even a wooden dowel. There's another fire fitted to the cylinder. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this. I thought it was really great. Got a chance to run a drill that I've been studying. Oh, that drill was inspired by a World War II 1911 training video. In the beginning of the video, all the recruits are firing a 38 revolver. And the idea is to get the most bullets on target at the 50, 25, and the 7. And after you did that, you graduate to the pistol, the 1911. And then you would do the same thing, but you do in stances like I did. Like I went from prone to kneeling to semi-crouched, one-handed, and pivot. So, I hope you enjoyed this. It is starting to rain. And until next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button. If you have any suggestions or criticisms, leave a comment. And if you want to stay tuned for my next project, don't forget to click that subscribe icon and ring that bell. So, until our next project, have a beautiful day.